How is one Broncos draftee already connected to the Denver Broncos? Welcome into your Denver Sports Daily for April 29th. Let's go.
Taking you through your morning headlines, it's Denver Sports Daily with Rachel V. Hill.
Day 2 of the NFL draft, the Broncos selected edge Jonah Ellis from Utah with the number 76 pick. So he already has many connections to this Broncos team. First of all, his dad played for the Broncos. He was Luther Ellis, played for the Lions from 1995 to 2003, and then he played his final season with the Denver Broncos in 2004, seeing action in 8 games and registering 2 sacks. Now, his dad was later the team chaplain for the 2015 Super Bowl team, and then his brother played for the Sean Payton with the Saints. So I'm like, that's freaking cool. You can check out denversports.com for a list of all the undrafted players and players invited for workouts. Plus, our wonderful writers over there have detailed articles essentially about every single player that got drafted over the weekend. There are plenty of names, so make sure you check it out. Now, one that did get drafted, Troy Franklin and Des Bryant and Sean Payton were actually talking. And here you can see Des posted this, message between him and Coach Payton, which don't read any of the top part, has nothing to do with it. But if you look down at the bottom of the green, it says, if you can get Troy Franklin, get him. It only makes sense for Bo Nix. Troy Franklin is a stud. And Coach Payton, Sean Payton responded, I agree, DB, great at the line of scrimmage. I think that is just so cool to be able to see. Now, the 2024 NFL draft in Detroit was a massive hit. Quite literally, so many people. I had a blast. I'm going to break it all down for you on Coffee Break at 12 p.m. today, so come hang out. Solo episode, just me. But during the Lions' 4th round selection on Saturday, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer said the attendance surpassed 700,000 fans. The previous record set in 2019 when the draft was in Nashville attracted 600,000 fans. And this was the first year for Detroit that it hosted the NFL draft. It was crazy. There were so many people out there. I can't even begin to explain. I thought there was going to be a huge drop off from round 1 to rounds 2 and 3, and there really wasn't. It was still a crazy crowd. And I will say, very respectable crowd too. Like, there was no pushing and shovings. We didn't see any fights or anything of that nature. Usually when you see so many people out there who are so passionate about one team or another, you tend to see stuff like that. Nothing like that. Everybody was just having a good time. Detroit was a wonderful host city. I think if they would ever want to do it again, it would be wonderful. I know they blew up 2 buildings to be able to put up the giant theater that they had, but it was overall just so freaking cool. Now, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell hinted at some big changes to the league that could possibly be coming. So speaking with Pat McAfee, Goodell said, regarding the pre and regular season, I think we're good at 17 games now. But listen, we're looking at how to continue. I'm not a fan of the preseason. I don't think we need preseason. Me either. I think maximum 2 preseason games. I know we've already dropped from 4 to 3. I don't think we need to see any more than 3. 1 or 2 games, I'm totally here for. He then said an 18-game regular season is not an unreasonable thing and would result in moving the Super Bowl to a holiday weekend, which I think it should be a holiday weekend regardless. Like, nobody wants to go to work on Monday after the Super Bowl. I've talked about that for years and years and years now. Give everybody the day off. I kind of like this plan. Plus, you're telling me I get 1 extra week of the NFL season. Count me in, that's for sure. So Goodell obviously says that ends up on President's Day weekend, which is the 3-day weekend, which makes the game Sunday night and you have Monday off. So I'm totally here for it, like I said. There is a McCaffrey brother that is entering the NFL. We all know about Christian McCaffrey. We know about Ed McCaffrey, obviously, with the Broncos. But Luke McCaffrey heads to the Washington Commanders. He is the youngest of the McCaffrey boys and went to Valor Christian High School in Highlands Ranch. He caught 71 passes for 992 yards and 13 touchdowns for the Owls last year. That is the Rice Owls. Now, that was an improvement on a solid 2022 season in which he went for 723 yards and 6 touchdowns. Was projected to be a 4th or a 5th rounder, but ends up going in the 3rd with the 37th pick. Now, he did have visits with the Denver Broncos, and a lot of people were linking him there. But of course, seeing him go to the Commanders is obviously big news as well. The Nuggets dropped Game 4 to the Lakers on Saturday, and you might be saying they got off on the wrong foot. So due to a mix-up, the team's shoes weren't ready when they took the court for their pregame shoot-around, leaving some players warming up in flip-flops and others warming up in their socks. I don't even know how that can possibly happen, but apparently it does. Head coach Michael Malone said the situation wasn't ideal, but wasn't the reason they lost 119 to 108 on Saturday night. I said this after game 1 and how the Lakers came out firing. Essentially, yes, they were going to lose at least one game in LA. The Lakers have proven to be a really good team, despite obviously before Saturday, them being down 3-0 in the series. But the Lakers have come out firing on all cylinders. They've had plenty of stuff that has worked for them. So it would not surprise me again if they could even come out and possibly win tonight. Now, am I putting my money on that? I'm not. I think that the Nuggets will finish it off. But it could also possibly be LeBron James' last game. He did have that quote, "It's just basketball at the end of the day." I don't know. Maybe he is saying, "I'm done. I'm going to hang it up," just like we all had the rumors last year that were swirling. Now, speaking of tonight's game, Jamal Murray's participation in Game 5 between the Denver Nuggets and Los Angeles Lakers is in doubt as he's dealing with an injury. The Nuggets standout guard is on the injury report with a left calf strain. Murray was limping at time during the game on Saturday. Not ideal for this Denver Nuggets team, but of course, we'll just have to see if he is a game time decision or what that will look like. Tonight, obviously, being Game 5, the Nuggets lead the series 3-1. 8 p.m. Mountain Time tip, so make sure you tune in. Now, Minnesota. Whew. Minnesota and the Timberwolves, man. So Anthony Edwards scored 40 points while Karl Anthony Towns added 28, and the Timberwolves beat the Suns 122-116 last night to sweep the first round of the playoff series. The Timberwolves went 19 seasons between playoff series victories, tied for the third longest span between series wins in NBA history. The Wolves finished off the Suns despite Devin Booker's 49 points on 13-21 shooting, and Kevin Durant also put up 33 points for Phoenix, but the rest of the team did struggle. I am not going to lie. I am really nervous about this Timberwolves series. When the Nuggets are healthy and everybody is good, I don't think anybody can beat them in 7 games. But with Jamal Murray being on the injury report, Nikola Jokic, I know he's just always battling through injuries. Like, we never even talk about it because he always just goes out there. But this team is tired for sure. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. I think that this series, if Denver obviously wins tonight, they go and face the Timberwolves. I do believe that it is going to be a 7-game series, which will be really fun for all of us basketball fans, but also a little stressful if you're a Nuggets fan for sure. Now, we will move on to the Colorado Avalanche, and this is brought to you by Mountain High Appliance. And if you think appliances, think Mountain High Appliances. So the Avs are playing in their first home playoff game in the afternoon in 20 years, and they get the 5-1 win. Lucky and Val have had a goal in every single playoff game, and Val Nichushkin records his first ever career hat trick, which is just unthinkable to me. I don't even know how that can be possible that he's played in 560 something games, and this is his first hat trick ever. Val Nichushkin is the main difference for this Colorado Avalanche team. I'm just going to put it out there. They are a Stanley Cup contender when he is out there, and they are a 500 level team or a 500 team when he's not out there. Val Nichushkin is the difference. Now, we did see a goal change for Winnipeg. So Hellebuck was pulled, and it was Brosnet's net essentially during the game. I expected to see a goalie change at some point in this series. I did not expect it to be for Winnipeg. So this was a little interesting, but everybody, of course, was asking players in the locker room about it. And they essentially said they weren't thinking too much about it. Take a listen.
I don't know if it was he was getting chased or if it was more of just trying to change momentum a little bit or give him some rest going into Game 5. I'm not sure what their plan was there. I think he's still an elite goalie, and we just got to keep getting pucks around the net and just making it really, really tough on him. So yeah, I don't know if there was too much to him getting pulled there. I almost wouldn't even call it a pull.
I mean, he's been playing really well. I'm sure it was just kind of they were trying to get a little momentum swing or something like that. So, for us, it's just kind of keep throwing pucks on net, getting bodies in front, screening, and, just causing traffic.
And yes, in fact, the Jets were offsides. You can see it right here. I don't know what the heck the officials were looking at when it came to this, but yes, the Jets were, in fact, offsides, everybody. Now, for the first time since 1910, we're going to get into this one in just a second. We've got some Colorado Rockies stats for you, but let's get into, first of all, Major League Baseball and how it's going to modify its new uniforms. Remember, we've talked about this plenty here on Denver Sports Daily. So ESPN reported on Saturday the news explaining that the modifications to the Nike Vapor Premier jerseys will include a return to larger lettering, which everybody wanted on the back of the jerseys, remedying mismatched gray tops and bottoms, and addressing the new Nike jerseys' prosperity to the collect sweat. I know that was also another big topic that was going around. So the new Nike uniforms initially went viral for having see-through pants, an issue that the MLB also plans to resolve. MLB is aiming to implement the modifications for the 2025 season, if not sooner. if not sooner, excuse me. And the MLBPA and Nike said was innovating something that didn't need to be innovated. And I could not agree more when it comes to that. Thank goodness we're getting some different uniforms. But let's go back to that Colorado Rockies stat I had for you guys. For the first time since 1910 and only the second time in history of baseball, the Colorado Rockies have trailed in all 28 games to start the season. They ended up losing to Houston yesterday, 8-2, and then they have a series with the Marlins, which will start tomorrow and go on throughout the week. So yes, the Rockies are just continuing to do Rocky things, and that's all we got. But I am happy that the MLB is going to be getting new uniforms. Love reading your guys' comments. Thank you for always spending a little bit of your day with us here on Denver Sports Daily. Also, before May 10th, I can't believe we're 2 days away from May, first of all. That's crazy to me. Before May 10th, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, and you can come have lunch with myself, all of the Denver Sports crew, Zach By, Philip Lindsay, and The Drive. You can go check out all of our studios. Brothers Barbecue, again, is going to be doing lunch, so make sure you come hang out with us and spend a little bit of time. So make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Questions? Let's get into it. I see we've got lots of them. Hey, Rachel, excited about the Broncos this year. We got this. I'm also excited about it. I was so torn between Brock Bowers and Bo Nix when it was time for the Broncos to do their selection. But ultimately, I understand that they needed the quarterback. And I actually was a big Bo Nix fan. There are plenty of coffee break episodes where I am like, I'm kind of in on Bo Nix. I like what he's doing. And I think him and Sean Payton will be able to put together a pretty good, solid looking start to the season. Do I think they're going to make the playoffs? I'm being completely honest, no. But hey, we got a long time before training camp and even the season starts, so maybe they'll surprise me. Rachel, the Jets have taken control, or the Avs have taken control of this series and showed the Jets who is dominant. Thank goodness the Colorado Avalanche finally remembered who the heck they are. I feel like we were talking about it and we were like, what are the Avs doing? Where is the miscommunication and things that are not lining up? And now it feels like they're all in the Jets' head and they are looking good out there. I'm ready for Tuesday night for sure. Go Avs, one more game and they advance. Absolutely. Good morning, Rachel. Props to the Avs front office. Middlestat and Trennan pickups were huge. Absolutely. They have been so much fun to watch as well. It's been really, really good. Murray can't stay healthy. Listen, the NBA season is a long one. And once you have one injury, it's nearly impossible to not have to deal with an injury at some point during the season. So you just hope that he can manage any of the pain that he's going to deal with and still be able to go out there. But they've also really, I know everybody complains about the Nuggets bench. I fully believe that if you got 4 of the starting 5 out there and you throw somebody else in, that they're going to be able to figure out one way or another. I'm not too worried about tonight's game, 8 p.m. tip. Of course, I will be there. So let me know how you're feeling about it, whether on Twitter or in the comments here today. We're going to do one more, and then I will let you all get back on your way. Let's see. I wish I could post some of them, but I see we're fired up on this Monday morning. Let's see. Does anyone listen to Mel Kiper anymore? He gave the Broncos a C+, even though he listed Denver's biggest need as a QB. He also gave the Falcons a C grade. Nonsense. First of all, the fact that the Falcons took Penix was just insane. I have a video on my Twitter of my reaction because I was literally not expecting that to happen at all. I think the video is really funny. The people next to me were just like in complete shock as well. So it's really good. I personally don't listen to Mel Kiper a whole lot. I know they all get insider information, but I don't know. To each their own, right? Like nobody thought that Patrick Mahomes was going to be Patrick Mahomes, and look at where he is now. So I feel like you got to kind of take all of these grades with a grain of salt and just be like, okay, we'll see what happens during the season or in the next couple. So that is going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily. Of course, I appreciate you guys every single day. Solo episode for coffee break. So come hang out with me. I'm going to be talking about, of course, the draft, Bo Nix, everything that happened there, and then the Nuggets and Avalanche as well. So come hang out. It's going to be a full 20 minutes of just nice Colorado sports talk. And otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow morning right back here for Denver Sports Daily at 10 a.m. Get back to work, everybody. Bye.